Here's a question for you. Would you trust a car with no one behind the wheel? Love them or hate them, driverless cars are becoming more and more common. But the question is just how safe are they?
A new study suggests they may actually be safer than human drivers. Terry Hornstein joins us now to break down those findings.
Now, Terry, we know that a lot of people here in the DMV have some mixed feelings about this, and especially about sharing the road with a car. They can't blow at somebody, you know how they're always on the horn, blowing at people.
Yeah.
They can't do that if there's nobody behind the wheel. But that's just one of the many issues that they would be facing here.
Honestly, that makes me actually want more driverless cars because so many people honk here. But we know a lot of people are really nervous about this. So just last week, DC leaders actually weighed whether to expand driverless cars here in the district. Waymo has said it intends to bring its fully autonomous services to DC this year. So now new research is giving supporters more data to make their case. So listen to this here. A brand new study overnight from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety found Waymo's driverless vehicles were involved in 68% fewer police reportable crashes than human drivers. That's because not all crashes are reported to police, right? Well, the findings are based on about 50 million driverless miles in San Francisco, Phoenix, LA, and Austin, where Waymo already operates.
When we look at, let's say, front to rear crashes, and when the Waymo is the striking vehicle, that almost never happens. That was about a 91% reduction compared with humans. We also saw big reductions in things like head-on crashes and T-bones and all that kind of stuff. And very frequently in other types of crashes, the Waymo was not the striking vehicle. And they also never ran off the road and hit trees like humans sometimes do.
You have to think about this because Waymos don't drink and drive. They don't fall asleep at the wheel. So in some ways, this makes sense, right? Okay, so the IIHS says it's still too soon to know whether those results will hold up in new cities with some different weather and driving conditions. Now, researchers say the results are encouraging, but better federal crash data will be critical as driverless cars expand across the country. And with Waymo eyeing DC right now, that conversation is just getting started. I know it's making some of you nervous, so if you'd like to read the full study, you can head to our website, WUSA9.com. I know, Wisdom, you said that you've been in one of these before,
Yes.
Which really surprises me considering you don't like robots.
It surprised me too. I showed Marcella the video. How calm and cool did I look in that car?
You looked very concerned.
Yes. As I was
Sounds
just
about right.
It's right on our message right there. But you know what? It's coming because they're rolling out more of these. Eventually, I don't know how soon. And I know Eric Flack has done some investigative pieces about what's going on here in D.C. and how the council wants to protect the roads and the drivers and everything. So, but it's the technology that's out there, and eventually it probably will come.
Yeah,
And as long as they're safe.
Yeah.
As long as they're safe, I think still more data probably needed because Waymo is the only one that's like publishing this information right now. Interesting to see how the other, driverless vehicles will shape up compared to that. So, all right, we'll see.